Do you have an old crap can like this taking up space in your driveway? Are you still holding on to your old high school whip? Did your aunt run off to Alaska with her boyfriend and leave her shitbox Cadillac sitting next to your house? If so, call Woffords Towing. They haul off junk cars just like these, and they even pay you cash for those old clunkers. So let's recap. We take your pile of crap, we put it in our state-of-the-art pancake maker, and we squeeze out all the cash. Woffords Towing and Auto Wrecking, 201 South Frontage Road, Wapato, 509-877-4944.
Tidricks Quality Transmissions. Come see us today. Thank you.
Hello and welcome, race fans, to race number 3 of the iRacing.com Northwest Tour provided by Joe's Racing Products here tonight at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. I'm Justin Kolb along with Greg Rentz, and Greg just saw a pretty good B main here tonight, and tonight's going to be a little bit different in how we do our proceedings racing.
Yeah, very good B main. We'll get to that in a minute, but like you mentioned, a little bit different. Instead of one long main event, twins, 70-lap main events coming your way. 2 separate 70-lap main events paying full points tonight. So we'll see what happens here. 2 races instead of just 1.
Absolutely. 2 races for the price of 1 here tonight. Well, like we mentioned, just saw a good B main event. James Paulson was the winner of that after a pretty late spin by Daryl Tidrick. He still makes it in. We'll get to that later. But James Paulson, your winner of the B main. Bruce Weaver comes home second in that one. Gary LaViolette comes home in third. Casey Tillman fourth. Chris Walters fifth. And Justin McClure round out your top 6 who advanced based on positions. Ken Mullins and Daryl Tidrick get the provisionals in that one here tonight. So along with the top 16 who qualified tonight and were inverted. Those were the 8 who will also be joining us here for this 24-car field here tonight.
And like you mentioned, we got twin 70-lap main events coming your way. And we had an exhibition race that was not aired on YouTube earlier this week, and it was Jason Berg taking the win. A late duel with Matt Kingsbury. And kind of surprising that Seth Fraser got up at the line and took home the second spot in that. So Fraser turning some heads with a late charge to the front in that 70-lap exhibition race. But boy, it was Jason Berg pretty much from start to finish in that one. So we'll see what happens coming into this one. But a lot of people pointing to that 21 car as the favorite.
Well, before we get into favorites, do want to get into that, Greg, absolutely. Why don't we take us through where we're currently sitting in terms of points, and your leader tonight is Sean Breitzman coming into tonight with 210 points on top. Ryan Worley currently second, 20 points back of that leader. Bart Hector Jr. currently sits in third, 31 points back. Garrett Huffines in the 4th spot, 32 back, not too far behind. Mathew Kingsbury rounds out your top 5 there, 35 back. Jason Berg, 38 back at the moment. James Paulson, your B main winner, tied with Jason with 38 in 7th. Vernon Margheim in 8th, 44 back. Dylan Huffines in 9th, 49 back. And Donovan Stevens rounds out your top 10 in points, 52 back. So that is your points. And Greg, absolutely want to get into the favorites here tonight. Like you said, you saw that main event along with Jason Berg. Who else caught your eye?
Well, like you mentioned, Sean Breitzman, he picked up a dominating win last weekend, but he didn't run that exhibition race. The exhibition race earlier this week on Tuesday night was a duel between Jason Berg and Matt Kingsbury, with Seth Fraser coming up and poking his head in for a second-place finish at the end of that one. So a lot of eyes going to be on Berg, Fraser, and Kingsbury, but in the group chat, a lot of guys were saying that they had their eyes on the 44 of Matt Hackathorn as well.
Absolutely familiar face around here on 3 Wide TV, so look forward to seeing what he can do both in practice and what he can do in the race. So I believe they just advanced. They did. So why don't we take you to the starting grid here tonight for twin number 1, our first A main of the night. As Greg said, 70 laps going to be our first one. 70 laps will be our second one. So 2 races for the price of 1. Should be a fun one here tonight. Dylan Huffines will be your pole sitter here tonight with the inversion of the top 16. Daniel Masters will start next to him in the 2nd spot.
Travis McKinney going to start inside row number 2 with Garrett Huffines to his outside and Christopher Heim rounding out the top 5.
Donovan Stevens will start next to him in the 6th spot. BJ Tidrick will start in 7th. Hackathorn will start 8th. Vernon Margheim in 9th. And Seth Fraser rounds out the top 10.
Getting up into the top 5 in qualifying, Scott Mann in the number 90. Bart Hector Jr. the number 82 in the roll-off 12th. Then it was Matt Kingsbury, the winner at USA. Sean Breitzman, the winner at Richmond. Caden Anderson and fast time Jason Berg in the roll-off 16th.
17th will be your guys advancing from the B main. So James Paulson starting 17th. Bruce Weaver 18th. Gary LaViolette in 19th. Casey Tillman rounds out your top 20. And then Chris Walters in 21st. Justin McClure in 22nd. And then your 2 provisionals, Daryl Tidrick and Ken Mullins starting 23rd and 24th respectively.
Mullins making his first start of the year in the number 50 car. Daryl Tidricks been in all three. He's had to come through the B main all three races this season, so he's locked into not just this one, but he's locked into that next one as well. Let's see what happens. A lot of guys maybe trying to see. Oh, we're going green.
I was under the impression that we were doing 2 laps too, yeah. So, green flag is out. A little checkup back there, but we are racing, and other than that, a pretty good start there by Dylan Huffines in the 7.
And Travis McKinney got going well in the 48 as well. Got to the inside of the DJ Masters in the 3, dropping him to 3rd. Hackathorn trying to make the outside lane work early. Now taking a peek to the inside of Masters. The battle's for 3rd in the early stages.
I believe I saw Matt Hackthorne a little bit of contact back there with the 5 of Donovan Stevens, but no harm, no foul. They keep rolling, and Matt Hackthorne on the inside of Daniel Masters there. That is the battle for 3rd. Looking like he'll get a good run down the front straightaway. 51 of Christopher Heim and try and take advantage of that opening as well.
Hackathorn able to clear Masters, going through 1 and 2, bringing Heim with him. 3 wide behind them. Stevens up there. Seth Fraser in front of that contact. Oh. Heim and Masters get together. They fan out.
And it looks like everyone will settle down. Daniel Masters with a good bit of right side damage on his car. Scott Mann going to go by him. That is for 4th. And Daniel dropping pretty quickly here down the front straightaway and into turn 1.
And he took a hard shot on the outside wall. But wow, look who is making his way through the field. Bart Hector Jr., the 82, already making some serious moves in that 82.
And there was still some contact back there in the field as Bart has moved his way up into the 6th spot. Seth Fraser just behind. And we go 3 wide once again, 3 up top, 37 in the middle, 51 of Christopher Heim on the bottom. Man, they were 3 wide, 2 rows deep there through 3 and 4. That's pretty crazy.
Crazy all over the place here, and the battle's starting to brew up front for the lead as well.
Absolutely, Dylan Huffines up on the top at the moment, but just behind Travis McKinney applying some pressure, and one of the favorites you had mentioned, the 44 of Matt Hackthorne, not too far behind the 3rd.
Vernon Margheim and Sean Breitzman have both been giving EOL penalties here in the early stages of this one. Travis McKinney, he was the B main winner 2 weeks ago at Richmond. He's up there in 2nd, putting pressure on
contact.
Dylan Huffines for the lead right now.
Caution's
yellow.
Out. I see the 45, I believe, of Daryl Tidrick, or Sean Breitzman, excuse me, the 46. Not sure what else was involved in that. Take a look at the replay. Oh, contact between the 46 and the 24 there down the front straightaway just before the entrance of turn 1.
So the winner of last weekend's Tidricks Transmission 115 at Richmond, Sean Breitzman, in early trouble, sent to the back early, and now contact between him and Walters. Breitzman having a hard time right now after that big win at Richmond, struggling to get things going so far today.
All right, well, that'll put us under our first caution of the night here at lap 6. Still got a long ways to go here, 70 laps, and then a whole nother race after this one here at this flat little track here.
This is a racy track for the super late models. A lot different for late models here than we're used to seeing with the Cup cars. This is a very racy track for the late models. As Dylan Huffines kind of playing with the pace car a little bit. Is that Brett Bodine driving the pace car?
Probably. They probably got him modeled in there in the pace car, but either way, like you said, giving him a good old time there. Just got to report that Adam Hall cannot make the race here tonight. He is a firefighter, and unfortunately, duty calls in Northern California at the moment. It's pretty bad up there, and thank Adam for doing the duty up there.
We certainly wish him the best, and all our men and women up there fighting those fires up in Northern California. Definitely a scary situation, and proud to have one of our guys out there fighting with them.
Absolutely. Well, we'll see if we get the one to go this time.
Got an update. He's actually in Goldendale, Washington. His hall. We're 1 to green.
So we'll go back to racing this time by. See him doubled up at the moment, but new rule in effect here this week. Any restart within 5 laps to go will be single file. So see if that comes into effect here tonight.
We saw those single file starts in the B main earlier today and seemed to work a lot better.
It did. There was some checkups there, but for the most part, clean and green there.
Here we go, getting set to go green. We're going to start lap 9. Dylan Huffines has led all 8 laps. So Travis McKinney was putting the pressure on him, though, at the time of that yellow, and Hackathorn was taking a peek as well. Scott Mann, BJ Tidricks running out the top 5. Man on the move so far has been that 82 of Hector as we're going green.
So a lot of checkups there towards the back, 3 wide as we head down the front straightaway, and pretty much dead even as we go into 1.
Hackathorn thought about 3 wide for about half a second and thought better of it as he was taking a peek on the inside of Huffines as McKinney trying to get a run now on Dylan, number 7. McKinney looks like he might be having some connection issues as well, but Scott Mann making a move on the outside of Hackathorn.
Really side by side, 2 rows deep there, 2 great races, 1 for the lead, and the 7 of Dylan Huffines will shut that door immediately on Scott Mann, and all of a sudden they're single file now, 1st through 4th.
Mann gave him just the slightest shot in turn number 1, but no harm, no foul. They keep going. It's McKinney, Huffines, Mann to the inside of Huffines now. He's to his door, going through 3 and 4.
If he can get anything down the front straightaway here, Huffines should get the run down, and he will, as Mann really hugs on that rear quarter panel.
Well, Huffines so good on exit in that 7 car. Doing really strong on exit, but Mann seems to have him on entry. See what happens this time, though, as Hackathorn took a peek to the inside. That time, Mann had the better run on exit.
For the most part, single file, your first car out of line. Well, is Scott Mann a little contact with Dylan Huffines, goes up the track, and will lose possibly 2 positions, no, just 1 to the 90 of Scott Mann. That could have been a lot worse.
Fights off the 44 of Hackathorn for now, but Hackathorn to the inside. McKinney pulling away in that 48 car, but first side-by-side battle is for 3rd, and they are neck and neck right now. Hackathorn and Huffines dead even off turn number 2. BJ Tidricks, Bart Hector Jr. there as well.
Little checkup just behind there with the 82 there of Bart Hector.
Don't look now because here comes Jason Berg, the winner of that exhibition race. He's making moves as well in that 21 car, as well the 98 of Kingsbury.
And Jason gonna throw it into 1, see if it'll stick. Underneath the 82 of Bart Hector Jr., and I think he's going to have Bart cleared, and he will. So a great job by Jason there, making moves early.
Kingsbury tried to get to the inside and follow him through, but Hector was able to shut the door there. But man, what a strong run here in the early stages from Jason Berg. Winner on Tuesday afternoon in the non-points exhibition. Making moves right now, knocking on the door of the top 5.
Also making moves, that 44 of Matt Hackathorn going to get to the inside of the 7 of Dylan Huffines. Contact in turn 1. Looks like they'll all make it out cleanly. Oh, Hackathorn loose off corner exit. Almost got put 3 wide there.
Hector got loose too in the 82 car. That opens the door for Kingsbury, but Huffines, with a good run on the outside, combines it with Hackathorn getting squirrely. He moves up, and look at Jason Berg. He got around Tidricks. Now he gets Hackathorn. Jason Berg on a mission. He's up to 4th.
Doesn't seem like the handling on that 44 is quite up to Matt's standards at the moment. Dropped back a few positions after some contact. Seemed like he's holding on at the moment as we exit corner number 2, but he's back to 5th now.
Keep your eye on that 98 of Kingsbury, the winner at USA International and the tough enough to race Pink 150. He's making some moves as well. He was right there with Jason Berg in that exhibition race on Tuesday. Fraser to the inside of Hector. Behind them, they make contact.
Some good contact, and Bart's still into the wall there. He's going to lose a bunch of positions in that 82. Bart Hector Jr. will, all the way back to 12th, fighting that spot with Gary LaViolette.
He's going to settle it down for now.
Oh, and contact!
Big
With the 82 of
behind
Bart
him.
Hector Jr. and the 86 No caution at the moment. The 46 also involved in that one. Gets turned, and that caution. Even more cars involved.
Big hit by Brightsman there. He got hit by the 51 of Heim. Heim's still fighting it. He's going to catch the wall again, but man, that started back in the pack. Hector got loose and hit the wall. You look for the 82 car this week, but not the way he wanted that car's debut to look.
That all went wrong once the 86 and 46 made contact, and Sean Brightsman up into the field is on board. The contact there at the 82, and then this is the 46, Sean Brightsman. Heavy hits there.
Everyone seems to get rolling. Hector, Brightsman both rolling. Top 5 right now. As they said, it's Travis McKinney, Scott Mann, Dylan Huffines, Jason Berg, and Matt Hackathorn. 18 in the books of this first 70-lap main event.
Do you have an old crap can like this taking up space in your driveway? Are you still holding on to your old high school whip? Did your aunt run off to Alaska with her boyfriend and leave her shitbox Cadillac sitting next to your house? If so, call Woffords Towing. They haul off junk cars just like these, and they even pay you cash for those old clunkers. So let's recap. We take your pile of crap, we put it in our state-of-the-art pancake maker, and we squeeze out all the cash. Woffords Towing and Auto Wrecking, 201 South Frontage Road, Wapato, 509-877-4944.
Tidricks Quality Transmissions.
The one to go signal here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway for the Constance Machine Twin 70's here tonight. The first of 2 A mains here we're going to have as the pace car dives in. 48 of Travis McKinney, your leader. A good restart there and easily beats Scott Mann. Oh, and connection issues once again for Travis, but he'll get the lead as we enter corner number 1.
Good start for McKinney that time. Connection issues for him, but hanging tight right now. But here comes Jason Berg in that 21 car. He's up to 3rd now and making moves on Mann for 2nd. That 21 car is on a rail.
Just behind that 44. Almost looked like he got in the wall at Hackathorn, but trying to find his way back up to the front as he gets a little loose. Oh, and the car going to get turned. The 7 of Dylan Huffines off corner number 4.
Tidricks goes around in the 72 off bumper of Dylan Huffines. Not sure what happened there. But Tidricks and Huffines both running in the top 5, and now tough break for both of them.
Just turned off corner number 4, and I tell you, BJ did a fantastic job of not hitting anything after he got turned there. Taking another look at it. Yeah, unfortunately, just not a whole lot of room off the corner, and once again, BJ, an amazing job. Well, that is our 3rd caution of the night. Comes at lap 21. We've got about 50 to go. All right, well, Travis McKinney still going to be your leader. Scott Mann in 2nd. Jason Berg 3rd. Matt Hackathorn 4th. Seth Fraser rounds out your top 5. We're going to step away for just a quick second once again, and we'll bring you back to the green flag.
Do you have an old crap can like this taking up space in your driveway? Are you still holding on to your old high school whip? Did your aunt run off to Alaska with her boyfriend and leave her shitbox Cadillac sitting next to your house? If so, call Woffords Towing. They haul off junk cars just like these, and they even pay you cash for those old clunkers. So let's recap. We take your pile of crap, we put it in our state-of-the-art pancake maker, and we squeeze out all the cash. Woffords Towing and Auto Wrecking, 201 South Frontage Road, Wapato, 509-877-4944.
We welcome
Back
you back.
live at New Hampshire International Speedway. Travis McKinney leading the way after getting the lead early in this one. Scott Mann, Jason Berg, Matt Hackathorn, and Seth Fraser rounding out the top 5. And Justin, Jason Berg on the move so far. Started 16th. He's up to 3rd now.
Absolutely. Really working his way through the field at the moment. Being pretty patient, too. Kind of just taking advantage of some people's mistakes through the corner. And he's worked his way up to 3rd. Going to be interesting to see what he can do on this restart and if he can get to the lead here.
Another problem we've noticed, well, another story we should say, Travis McKinney's having connection issues. He's leading the race right now. We'll see if that affects it at all. Single file right now, getting set to go.
And it is 1 to go, so we're going to be going racing this time. Single file restarts. In the B main, I did notice that a little bit more of a checkup on the restarts. We'll see if we see any of that here, but it will be Travis McKinney, your leader.
Pace car getting set to pull in. He makes the hard left. McKinney still with those connection issues. Hopefully that doesn't affect it too much as we go green.
That was a good, clean restart by everybody, and almost got a little mixed up there with Travis blinking in and out just before he got to the restart box.
Single file through most of the early stages of this field. As Fraser feeling the heat from Kingsbury right now for the 5th position. McKinney able to space a little bit between himself and Scott Mann as Berg begins to close on Mann for the 2nd spot.
Yes, sir. Seems like got a good portion of it out last corner. See what he can do. Exit 2 this time. Jason Berg, that is. Feeling that he's going to be on Scott Mann here pretty quickly as he gets another good run down the back.
Taking a peek to the inside of Mann, going through turn 3 right now. Good run through the corner for Jason Berg. This is his shot to try to break in the 2nd. As he is not quite to the door of Mann. Now he is, and boy, he made it look easy going into turn 1 that time.
Got the luxury of Scott Mann getting into the corner and probably a little deeper than he wanted to go. Took advantage of that, and he moves into the 2nd spot. Will set his sights on Travis McKinney now. The problem for Jason is going to be all these connection issues Travis is having at the moment. Can be a little bit more difficult to try and set up a pass when a car is there 1 minute and then not the next.
And the battle for 5th right now. Behind that is Berg closes in. Matt Kingsbury to the inside of Seth Fraser. Those two finished side by side in the Tuesday night exhibition race. And it was Fraser getting the better of Kingsbury, but for now, Kingsbury returns the favor as he works his way inside of Fraser. Kingsbury into the top 5. He's looking for his 2nd win of the season.
Took that spot pretty easily. And just like that, everybody's single file once again. But Jason Berg closed up a good bit on the leader, Travis McKinney. See what he can do here into corner number 1. Going to try and get the nose inside. Had to check up to make sure he did not get into the 48. And that checks everyone else up behind.
He almost collected Scott Mann and Matt Hagethorn. Hagethorn is able to get right to the bumper of Scott Mann for the 3rd spot. We'll see if Hagethorn's able to maybe make a move on Mann going into turn 3 this time.
Seemed like Mann got a little bit up the track once again, but that did not open the door for Matt Hagethorn there, as Jason Berg still breathing down Travis's neck at the moment as he blinks out once again, but still retaining the lead for the moment.
Another thing that we talked about with those connection issues as Berg makes his move, those connection issues blinking in and out, that could also inadvertently cause an accident if Berg's not careful, because he doesn't know that McKinney's coming down towards him or whatever.
Oh,
yellow.
Caution's out.
We go yellow.
The 72 of BJ Tidrick around on the back straightaway. And just when Jason was about to make his move, we get our next caution. See what happened here. Well, fighting with a car on the outside, or on the inside. The 46 there. Sean Breitzman. We'll take a better look at this. This is on board with the 46 of Sean Breitzman. I believe it's the 72 on the inside of him here. Or on the outside. Oh, he was actually contacted in front of him. Loose off corner 2. And Greg, I had seen a couple guys. We saw one guy definitely in the B main struggle with that. I believe it was the 45 of Daryl Tidrick, just loose off the corner. But it seems like here, like 2 weeks ago at Richmond, corner exits can really be a struggle.
There wasn't really many issues with the exhibition race on Tuesday, but did see a little bit of it in practice. But we didn't really see a lot of that in the racing on Tuesday. Saw a little bit on the B main earlier today, so we'll see if this maybe the cautions are just breeding cautions. We'll see what happens here as we reach the middle stages of this first race, just 3 laps from halfway. But definitely have seen a lot of guys get on the exit, but haven't really seen much of that heading into this race. So not sure if maybe something's going on with the track, or if these guys may just be overdriving it, knowing that they only got 70 laps as opposed to a normal 100, 125 laps.
Craig, let's see if you can dial up our leader here at the moment, Travis McKinney.
Travis McKinney, this is Greg Rentz up in the tower. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, Travis, doing a good job right now. You won the B main 2 weeks ago. You're leading the A main right now, but having some connection issues, it looks like. Is that affecting you at all as you roll around trying to hold off Jason Berg?
It's not affecting me on my end, but I'm getting word that it's not looking good for everybody else, so I'll continue to monitor it. If it starts getting bad, I'll pull over and let everybody go. It kind of sucks being out front, but these guys are fast right behind me, so it'll be fun.
All right, well, Travis, good luck to you, and hopefully you're able to stay in there, because you're doing a great job out there so far, leading just about halfway through this first one. Good luck out there, sir.
Appreciate it.
That was Travis McKinney in the 48, so he is aware of the connection issues, so he is monitoring it on his end, and he's hoping that he can hold on to try to make some noise here in the shame. And Justin, what a shame that would be if he was to have to withdraw because of that, because he's having an outstanding run right now.
Absolutely, and haven't seen it too many times here on iRacing. But the one thing that Travis has to definitely look out for as he blinks in and out is sometimes that can affect iRacing's collision and kind of screw that up a little bit and either mess up his race or the 21's race, or both, worst case scenarios. So definitely don't want to get into a situation where possibly blinks out and then ultimately one of them or both of them go spinning here.
Looks like we're going back to a double file restart with McKinney up front. It's Berg, Mann, Hagethorn, and Kingsbury, your top 5.
One should be a little bit more interesting in terms of being able to make passes here in this initial restart. Last time it was single file. This time gonna have a little bit more competition as they're side by side.
So McKinney hoping the connection issues can hang on for 35 more laps, and he can try to get through and contend for the win here as we're green, and he gets another great restart. Boy, that 48 has been fantastic on restarts today.
That's one of the benefits of being the leader, is being able to go that much earlier than Jason, and works his advantage again as the 90 of Scott Mann really loose down the back straightaway and saves it somehow. I'm not sure how. That was an amazing save.
Beautiful save by Scott Mann in the 90. He did not lose a spot as he is still battling with Fraser. He's finally going to lose it off turn 4, but he comes fighting back on the inside.
Man, that was amazing. Dead sideways down the back straightaway. Goes right back at the attack in corner number 3. Man, an amazing job of driving it.
But battle for the lead. Jason Berg has got to the door of Travis McKinney. McKinney able to punch it off turn number 2 and hold him at bay, at least for now. Hackathorn looks like he's going to try to follow Berg on the inside. We'll see what happens. Berg has a nose in front as they come off turn number 4. Jason Berg trying to clear. McKinney punches the gas again, but Jason Berg led the lap going into turn number 1. He's going to clear. No! McKinney comes fighting back on the outside.
Should have him cleared on the exit of corner number 2. No, not quite. The nose still in there from the 48 of Travis McKinney. And Matt Hackathorn just behind, desperately going to try and follow suit with this 21 as they get really close again, side by side, as we exit corner number 4. And I believe Berg will have him cleared.
He clears him. Jason Berg leads at New Hampshire, and Hackathorn coming, trying to follow him right through, taking a peek in the inside of McKinney. And here comes Seth Fraser in the 2. He finished second on Tuesday. He's back in the top 5.
All that battling really allowed those guys behind him who were battling themselves get right back up in this mix. Oh, 90 Scott Mann.
Seth Fraser, he's got the best seat in the house right now. Following these guys, he's trying to take a pick on which guy he wants to follow, Hackathorn or McKinney. Looks like he's going to go through the middle. He thought about trying before he falls in line behind Hackathorn, who gets the nose in front of McKinney, but Hackathorn gets loose off of turn 2.
Yeah, that whole 3 wide. Oh, in contact, the 44 Matt Hackathorn gets into the 48 of Travis McKinney. McKinney goes around, contact with the 45 of Daryl Tidrick. Someone else spinning back there. Not quite sure who that is. The 33 of Vernon Margheim.
Boy, what a tough break for McKinney and Hackathorn.
I think what we saw there is just Hackathorn getting into the corner there and just flat out got loose and got into the 48 there. Unfortunately for Travis, the initial contact wasn't that bad. Obviously didn't want to get any more, but unfortunately the 45 of Daryl Tidrick just nowhere to go there. On board with the 48. And there's the contact. 45. Yeah, this is going to be on board the 2 there, Seth Fraser. Been told that this is a pretty good view. Line 2 again, but it does get some damage, unfortunately, Seth Fraser.
Just the slightest amount of damage to the 2 of Fraser. He was following, he was trying to get through as we get set under yellow in a big shakeup up front right now. It's Berg, Fraser, Mann, Kingsbury, and Caden Anderson, your top 5 right now. Into the second half of the first 70-lap main event here in New Hampshire. It's the Constance Machine Twin 70's at New Hampshire for the iRacing.com Northwest Tour, brought to you by Joe's Racing Products. Back at New Hampshire International Speedway. First of two, twin 70s. And Justin, it's a good race to start outside the top 10 right now. Top 7 cars right now all started 10th or worse. And 6th and 7th are your top 2 from the BMA, Bruce Weaver and James Paulson.
Absolutely. Those guys up front been doing a lot of work here tonight to work themselves up at the front. Seth Fraser's night made a little bit harder with some of the damage he got from that last wreck, but I don't think it'll be too much, and hopefully he can go right back at it, along with Scott Mann. They're just behind.
We're still hung up on Scott
Yeah.
Mann's save, but how about Jason Berg getting the green? He's leading it. He has set fast time. He's come from 16th to lead this race in just 44 laps.
And he got an amazing restart there from Seth Fraser just behind. A good launch, and Seth's going to have his hands full a little bit here with Scott Mann. They go down the back straightaway into 3.
With Jason Berg, what a restart. He has opened it up big time going through 3 and 4 right now. Let's see what the gap is here as he comes off turn number 4 to complete this lap.
Well, to the inside goes Scott Mann in the 90 to try and make the move on Seth Fraser there. Side by side through 1 and 2. And, man, easily going to complete the pass there on Seth Fraser.
He gets the spot, but, man, Jason Berg was 0.8 of a second ahead of second place in just 1 lap. And with that battle that broke out, we'll see if maybe he opens it up even more. But Kingsbury coming as well. But I thought I saw a little bit of right front damage on Kingsbury. Not sure. We'll have to take a closer look at the 98 car.
Does have a good bit of damage there on that 98. That right front sticking up quite a bit. See if that really affects him here tonight. But currently up in the 4th spot.
See what that does to the number 98 of Kingsbury. Doesn't look like it's slowing him down at all. He's battling right now in the 4th spot, putting pressure on Fraser.
All right, well, as these guys run single file for the moment, turn up those dials, why don't you? We're going to crank it up here at New Hampshire.
And that was Crank It Up. And while that was going on, Matt Kingsbury got over Seth Fraser into the top 3. Kingsbury not letting it get away from him right now with that damage, as he has moved up into the 3rd spot.
Yes, sir. 21 laps to go. Scott Mann gets loose off corner number 2. See if Mathew Kingsbury can take advantage down the back straightaway. Going to close up almost to the rear bumper there. See if he can do anything with that second place Scott Mann at the moment, as Jason Berg is absolutely checked out.
Kingsbury got to the inside of Scott Mann there. Mann was able to shut the door, but Kingsbury showing why he is up there contending with Berg in that exhibition race on Tuesday, trying to get through and get in front of Scott Mann and try to chase down Bergie, but boy, what a run Jason Berg's having so far.
About a second and a half in front of second place Scott Mann. That could increase a little bit if these two should get to racing side by side. Mann up the track a little bit. That allows the 98 of Matt Kingsbury to get to the inside just a nose. Scott Mann cannot close the door. Actually breaks a little bit earlier and seemed like he let Matt Kingsbury into the corner there.
We'll see now if Kingsbury can chase down Jason Berg. Berg has been on a rail since he got the lead. And we'll see if Kingsbury, the winner of the season opener, can get up there.
Got about 19 laps to do it, so see if he's got the speed in the car. Mentioned he has a little bit of damage, but obviously that's not slowing him up one bit. Scott Mann back to third. See if Seth Fraser can do anything with Scott there.
No real separation so far between Kingsbury and Mann, but Fraser is losing just a slight bit of ground to Scott Mann right now. So all three of these guys are kind of staying in touch right now. We'll see. And meanwhile, Jason Berg just continues to pour it on. He is pulling away here as we reach the closing stages of race one.
Kind of scrolling through the pack here at the moment. Saw a pretty good battle just behind, about the 13th, 14th place there. A pretty big pack through 3 and 4. Sean Breitzman and Vernon Margheim there. Good racing back here.
Good battle going on up here for the 6th spot between two of the guys who raced their way into the B main. James Paulson, the winner of the B main, and Bruce Weaver finished second. They started 17th and 18th, and here they are battling for 6th and 7th right now. Weaver has it. Paulson wants it. Paulson's going to get it off turn number 2.
And that almost got really tight. Seemed like Paulson slid up the track just a little bit, but Weaver gave him the room off corner number 2, so Paulson will move up into the 6th spot.
Jason Berg just continues to stretch it out. He's gaining a 1/10 of a second a lap right now on Kingsbury.
He's absolutely got some good speed underneath that 21 at the moment. 15 to go, and looking more and more likely that he will take this one home.
Yeah, I have to say, if this one goes trouble-free through the rest of it, Berg's going to lock up this first one as he just continues to pull away. Great run by Jason Berg, showing why.
Oh.
Caution!
Looks like the 24, Chris Walters, around in 3 and 4. And this is what happens when the commentators open their mouths.
Yeah, commentators curse. Sorry, Jason, I know you're going to go back and watch this one and probably scream some obscenities our way.
Seemed like there was some contact there between the 46 and the 24. Probably want to get a better look at that one. This is going into turn 3. 46 on the bottom, and oh no, 24, Chris Walters just around. Well, that sets up another caution, and like you said, Jason Berg didn't want to quite see that one. 2.5 seconds out in front, and all of a sudden everybody's caught up. Let's see, there was some contact there, close racing between the 24 and the 46 there. Was on board with Sean Breitzman. All right, Greg, see if we can't talk to our race leader here, Jason Berg, running good at the moment.
Hey, Jason Berg, Greg Rentz in the tower, you got me.
Yeah, I got you.
Boy, Jason, you were on a rail on that last green flag run. You won the exhibition race on Tuesday with the duel with Kingsbury. It looks like you got to do it again as Kingsbury's right on your bumper, but man, you've got that 21 car hooked up today.
Yeah, Matt's going to be hard to hold off. I'm actually kind of, at the moment, struggling getting off of turn 2. There's some bumps that keep getting me loose, so one little slip up there and he'll get me. I know he's fast, so I got my work cut out for me.
All right, Jason, you have had a good run, and you mentioned your car's not handling the way you wanted off turn number 2, but you were able to pull away a 1/10 of a second a lap. So do you think maybe Kingsbury might be having the same issues as you, or are you hoping that you can hold on for these 10 laps?
I would say he's probably having the same issue as me. I think we take relatively close to the same line, so I think we're both just on really worn out tires, and it's just kind of a handful right now. But I think my strong point might be 3 and 4, but we'll see. We'll see.
All right, Jason, looks like we're going single file for this restart, so good luck, and we'll see if you can hold off Kingsbury and get that first win of the year.
Yeah, thank you.
And that was Jason Berg, race leader, and Justin, he mentioned he thinks he's gonna be having a hard time holding off Kingsbury, but that damage to the right front of Kingsbury, we'll see what kind of effect that has on him, because Kingsbury was able to make the pass, but he was not able to pull away from Scott Mann at all there on that run.
Absolutely, and whether that was just kind of staving a little bit, see what he had if we did get a caution, or if the damage is playing a part there. Not so much aero-wise, but at least suspension-wise, because it does look like the tire's a little bit messed up there on that right side. But either way, single file, this restart should be an interesting one.
So closing stages of this one, getting set to go green. And it's Berg, Kingsbury, Mann, Fraser, Caden Anderson having a good run in the 37. He got caught up in that accident back a little bit ago, but he's doing a good job hanging in there in the top 5.
Well, Scott Mann has seemed like a couple corners. He's gotten a little bit too high in the corner, but has made it work. And like you said, I'm still kind of reeling off that save he had off corner number 2 and just went right back at racing. So I wouldn't count Scott Mann out of this quite yet, along with Seth Fraser. All right.
Here we go, getting set to go green. Shootout time for the first 70-lap main event. Hampshire, Mann, green.
Jason Berg, a good start there. Pretty even with Matt Kingsbury. Kingsbury, I'm sure not the restart he wanted, but we'll see if he can work back to Jason Berg there as we take 9 laps to go. Not a whole lot of time to get work done.
He was able to pull away from Kingsbury there through 1 and 2, and he said right here, 3 and 4, this is his strong point. We'll see. 3 and 4. Kingsbury was able to close it up a little bit there, but Berg pulled away.
Basically even there between first, second, and third, entering turn 1 there. Mathew Kingsbury obviously knows that he needs to get some work done, but 8 laps to go, I think still a little bit too early to make that run.
That time, Kingsbury through 1 and 2 was able to close the gap a little bit. Berg able to roll it center pretty through 3 and 4. Closing stages here, Berg doing a great job here, pulling away from Kingsbury late.
Hasn't really gained anything, but hasn't really lost anything to the 21 of Jason Berg there. It seemed like Jason got a little bit loose there off corner number 2, but that gap's been about even ever since they took the restart.
Scott Mann beginning to creep back up on the 98 of Kingsbury. But Kingsbury had a good run off turn number 4 that time by. But closing stages, Jason Berg not really pulling away from Kingsbury as much as he was a couple laps ago, as the gap has really seemed to even out. But he's doing a great job, had a great restart. Berg doing exactly what he needs to do to try to clinch this win.
Well, it really looked like he extended it down the front stretch that last time, but Matt Kingsbury closed up in corner number 1. See if he can do it again. Oh, Kingsbury into the wall there just a tad. Going to lose some ground, but it's looking harder and harder for Kingsbury to be able to close up to the lead, as he's getting some pressure now from the 90 of Scott Mann just behind.
Looks like that's going to be the battle up here, at least in the top 5, as Berg is pulling away. Battle is going to be between the 98 and the 90, Scott Mann and Mathew Kingsbury.
Seth Fraser not quite out of this battle as well, should those two get racing for second. Oh, and Kingsbury into the wall once again. Gonna lose some momentum down the front straightaway. And Mann not quite able to pounce just yet, but about on the rear bumper.
Good side-by-side battle going on behind them as well. Garrett Huffines and Bruce Weaver having a good battle, with Dylan Huffines creeping his way back up after the early spin. The early race leader, Dylan Huffines, back into the top 10, trying to follow his brother around Bruce Lee Weaver. Good battle back here.
Man, contact between Bruce Weaver and Garrett Huffines, and a little bit of contact between Dylan and Bruce there. They all work it out, but that could have got ugly in a hurry.
Great job by everybody there. Has Garrett able to get around, takes Dylan with him. Donovan Stevens up there as well in the 5 car, so the Huffines brothers making some noise late.
3 laps to go, coming to 2. Jason Berg on the front straightaway will take 2 laps to go, and Mathew Kingsbury, seeing that lead slip away from him little by little, knows he has another race to try and get a checkered flag, and trying to hold on to second at the moment, and just behind the 90 of Scott Mann.
Berg pulling away, 1.5 miles to go here in this first 70-lap main event. Through 3 and 4, coming to the white flag, Jason Berg, 1 mile from a victory here in the first Constance Machine Twin 70.
Once he got that lead, never let it go, and had to work for it tonight to get to that lead. Started pretty deep in the field. Like I said, once we got it, pulled away to about 2.5 seconds, and then the caution came out, but on that last restart showed he was not going to be denied as he takes through 3 and 4 on the front stretch, and it will be Jason Berg who takes the first checkered flag of the night. And the 98 of Mathew Kingsbury around on the front straightaway still got second place, and it's a good thing you will not be using that car in the second twin.
Just lost it. That almost looked like something happened. Maybe the steering wheel connection went out, because that thing was shot hard left, coming to the line.
Yeah, hit the wall, and I think it was just that hard of a slide down the front straightaway. It seemed like he had somewhat control of it as he slid down, but obviously got the wall, and I think at that point knew the race was over, wasn't going to be using that car, and just kind of let it go. All right, well, your winner for the first A main tonight will be Jason Berg. Mathew Kingsbury comes home second. Scott Mann in third. Seth Fraser in fourth. Caden Anderson rounds out the top 5, Greg.
James Paulson comes home in 6th. Garrett Huffines in 7th. His younger brother Dylan followed him around Bruce Lee Weaver. And Donovan Stevens rounding out the top 10.
Bart Hector Jr. comes home in 11th here in our first A main. Casey Tillman in 12th, Daryl Tidricks 13th, Vernon Margheim in 14th, Travis McKinney rounds out the top 15.
Coming home in 16th, Matt Hackathorn in the 44, BJ Tidricks, Daniel Masters, Sean Breitzman, and Gary LaViolette rounding out the top 20. Justin, who rounds out the field?
Chris Walter is going to come home in the 21st position. Ken Mullins will come home 22nd, Christopher Heim in 23rd, and Justin McClure will round out the field for our first A main event of the night.
So the way we are setting up here for this second main event, we're going to invert the results of this first main event. So Jason Berg, he got the win in this one, but he's going to have a lot of work cut out for him in the second one, Justin.
Absolutely. We'll be starting tail end Charlie for that one, so it should be fun. He worked his way up to the front this first one. Should be that much more interesting seeing him start from dead last, working his way up to the field, and see if he can't get back to this lead and take 2 checkered flags here tonight. All right, well, we're going to step away for a bit. When we come back, we'll bring you our second A main of the night. Don't go away. We'll be back.
Do you have an old crap can like this taking up space in your driveway? Are you still holding on to your old high school whip? Did your aunt run off to Alaska with her boyfriend and leave her shitbox Cadillac sitting next to your house? If so, call Woffords Towing. They haul off junk cars just like these, and they even pay you cash for those old clunkers. So let's recap. We take your pile of crap, we put it in our state-of-the-art pancake maker, and we squeeze out all the cash. Woffords Towing and Auto Wrecking, 201 South Frontage Road, Wapato, 509-877-4944.
Tidricks Quality Transmissions. Come see us today. Thank you.
Do you have an old crap can like this taking up space in your driveway? Are you still holding on to your old high school whip? Did your aunt run off to Alaska with her boyfriend and leave her shitbox Cadillac sitting next to your house? If so, call Woffords Towing. They haul off junk cars just like these, and they even pay you cash for those old clunkers. So let's recap. We take your pile of crap, we put it in our state-of-the-art pancake maker, and we squeeze out all the cash. Woffords Towing and Auto Wrecking, 201 South Frontage Road, Wapato, 509-877-4944.
Just hopping in the second A main here tonight for the iRacing Northwest Tour presented by Joe's Racing Products for the Constance Machine Twin 70's. A dual A main event here tonight, starting up our second A main of the night. Jason Berg was the winner of our first A main, and he will be starting tail end Charlie here tonight. Greg just mentioned it, and some of those guys at the back, gonna try and hold off some of these guys. Gonna be starting towards the back there a little bit, and I think it'll be pretty interesting trying to hold off those fast guys.
And 70 laps might sound like a lot when it's 70 miles, but that's not a long time at this racetrack, especially with the way that first race went, with the laps just clicking away as quickly as they did. Had a couple nice long green flag runs, so not as much time as one would think here for Jason Berg and all those guys to make their way through the field.
Absolutely, and cautions. Got, about 5 of them our first A main, so obviously that takes away some of the laps that you can make up time, but hopefully some of those guys kind of learn what the car can do, what it can handle, along with that exhibition race they ran on Tuesday. Got this race under their belts and see what they can do here for the second A main.
As practice underway here for the second main event.
Got word that they should be going green here at 8:35 Pacific.
So far, only 6 cars taking time in this first practice session. And it's Hackathorn who's fastest so far. So a lot of guys making their way into the room right now and trying to get some last-minute practice for this second main event as more cars begin to make their way out.
Just a quickie practice session here, so someone blinking up. Not quite sure who that was, but along with some of those guys having issues, Travis McKinney, hopefully his connection woes have cleared up a bit. Unfortunately, contact was made with him in another car in that first heat and spun him around, and then got some more damage along with that. So hoping that he can do a little better at the second A main and see what some of these guys, like we said, up front can do that ended up towards the back that first one.
So we will see what happens with this one, and we just got word that Hackathorn, who was running up near the front, he'll be starting near the front in that one, as his results from the first one didn't really go the way he wanted to. So this might be advantage Ramathorn, at least in the early stages of this one.
Yeah, see what you can do. And do want to point out that tonight's overall points from what these guys will be getting will be an average of the two races, so that's how they will decide points here tonight. It was announced in the drivers' meeting. So, good to know that one bad A main won't, in a way, dictate your points that you will receive here tonight. So, be an overall average.
Hackathorn still fastest so far in this practice session. Tidricks, Hector, Margheim, and Paulson rounding out the top 5 right now. None of the guys who ran near or finished near the front have taken practice laps. Look like they're happy with the momentum they've got going right now. We get set for the second 70-lap main event.
Yes, sir. Looks like everybody is connected to the session, so should be going green here very shortly. You said 8:35 is when this event should start, so imagine they'll be advancing pretty quickly here as we get set for the second of our 2 A main events here tonight for the Constance Machine Twin 70's. So far, 12 drivers have taken time at the moment.
A few more guys making their way out. Hackathorn's still the fastest right now. The guy who I think is going to be, is Dylan Upline. Still fighting that thing, makes the save. Good save by Dylan. But like I was saying, another guy who I think is going to be one we're going to have to keep an eye on, that 46 is Sean Brightsman. He won at Richmond in pretty dominating fashion, but he struggled in that first race, got caught up in an accident, so he will also be starting near the front of this one. So the 46 of Brightsman is going to be another one that we have to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I didn't have quite the A main that he wanted to in our first one. But looking for a little bit better here for the second. Fortunately, I got caught up in quite a few incidents in that first one. Once again, getting close. Taking a look at least Travis's connection here. It looks better. Didn't quite take a look at what it was last time, but definitely not anything too concerning for his connection at the moment. It's about that time, so see when these officials decide that they want to advance, and there it is. Advance section, checkered flag is out, and we are set to grid here tonight for our next 70 laps here. Guys, take to the grid. Line them up and see where they start here tonight with our starting grid.
And Hackathorn on the pole for this one.
I have to imagine, Greg, that was probably planned once he fell out of contention for that win. Just set him up better for this second A main.
We will see. Looks like they inverted 16 instead of the full invert that we thought it was going to be. As Jason Berg, winner of the first one, he's going to roll off in the 16th spot. So we inverted 16, so Hackathorn getting lucky to finish 16th in that first one. He's going to roll off on the pole. Brightsman finished near the back, did not get inside the top 16. Sean Brightsman in the 46 is rolling off 19. Justin, let's go through the starting lineup.
Yes, sir. Just catching up there. Top 10 as that grid will roll through. Well, like I said, I have to imagine, I didn't quite have an eye on Matt Hackathorn, and we do know it'll be a 1 lap to green here, but I have to imagine that, he was up front that first A main and then kind of fell back there with some incidents. Probably just stayed back there, figured, hey, it's set me up better for the second A main. Obviously, not going to help with the average, but try and get up front and lead some laps and see what he can do. Was one of the fastest cars, you said, so one of the people that everybody had their eyes on. As take through 3 and 4 it will be Matt Hackthorne, Travis McKinney, your front row. Pace car will pull off. When will Matt go? The restart box there. Green flag is out. And we are away. A little bit of checkup there with the 45, Daryl Tidrick. And 3 wide down the front straightaway already.
Man, what a start by Hackathorn as the field fans out. It looks like they get through 1 and 2, all good, but man, what a start by Hackathorn in the 44. Clearing Travis McKinney on the inside. Going down the backstretch. Hackathorn out to the early lead in this one.
It got a little hairy down the back straightaway through 1 and 2. Some of those guys still having to check up, but for the most part, side by side through a good portion of the field, a little bit of contact with Dylan Huffines and Daryl Tidrick, and Daryl's going to go around after some more contact with the 7. Caution is out, and a lot of cars collected in this one. Someone almost upside down, and that's Garrett Huffines riding the wall as he escapes. Man.
Wild start to this one.
Yeah.
Definitely not the same start we had to the first Twin 70.
Man, I almost like to say that one could have been avoided, but at the same time, looking at it from that view, I almost feel like Dylan Huffines just went up to the track trying to get up to the door of the 45 of Daryl Tidrick and just kind of misjudged it, but hard to say what a driver's thinking.
A lot of fast cars caught up in that one. So we'll see what happens with this one.
Got a lot of things to sort out there. Well, so Hackathorn and McKinney, still your front row there, first and second. Vernon Margheim up to third. Daryl Tidrick pit road at the moment. Casey Tillman in fourth. Donovan Stevens rounds out your top 5. Notables at the moment: Seth Fraser up to 7th, Kingsbury up to 8th, Scott Mann 9th, and Jason Berg already up to the top 10.
I think that accident had a lot to do with those guys making their way through the field that quickly, as that wiped out a lot of guys that were floating right around 6th, 7th, 8th, that area. So the fast guys, Kingsbury, Fraser, Mann, Berg, all getting some help, and Sean Brightsman as well. He's plus 8 already. He's in 11th, so 46 of Brightsman is making some noise here in the early stages, benefiting through that accident.
Yeah, that wreck absolutely had to do with those guys making it up, seeing that the restarts have been changed to single file for this one. I don't believe the lights on the pace car are out quite yet, so we're going to keep going here, but it will be single file for this most recent restart. And at the moment, only 2 cars down, or not on the lead lap. Daryl Tidrick and Garrett Huffines still sitting in pit road. And Garrett, I do see, I think, some wheel damage there. Man, he rode that wall trying to escape that most recent wreck and almost did a good job of it, but obviously got most likely some required repairs on that car.
Yeah, tough break for Garrett Huffines. He was leading early at USA International. He finished 3rd at Richmond. Battled his way up to finish in the top 10 in the first race tonight. Had to be feeling good going into this one, this second lap main event, and then just to have it all come down at the end like that. Tough break for that 42 car.
There, well, lights on the pace car are out now. So we will be going green this time. Once again, it is Matt Hackthorne, your leader. Travis McKinney in 2nd. Vernon Margheim in 3rd. Casey Tillman in 4th. Donovan Stevens rounds out your top 5. Everybody to that high side as we await the green flag. A pace car will dive in. And Matt Hackthorne. It is green, and Hackthorne gone once again, and a great start by Matt. And looks like the 5 of Donovan Stevens is going to try and make the move on the 92 of Casey Tillman as we enter turn 1.
Don't forget that 48 of McKinney, he led about the first half of Twin 70 number 1. He led half that race, sitting in 2nd right now. So keep your eyes on that 48 car. Haven't seen as many connection issues as we did in the first one from that 48 car. We'll see if it has indeed settled down or if it just seems to be better for the minute. But keep your eyes on that 48 car. He was making a lot of noise in that first race.
Matt Kingsbury already cracking the top 5 here in the second A main. Just got past the 92 of Casey Tillman, and a hard hit upside down, and a lot of cars spinning down the back straightaway. 21 of Jason Berg involved, and man, that car went upside down, still going, and like producer just said, had to open my big mouth, didn't I? That was an extremely hard hit, upside down.
That was an insane shot to the wall by Kingsbury. And a lot of fast cars caught up in that one. Scott Mann, Jason Berg, Bart Hector Jr., Anderson hit the wall after the fact, and what a wreck this has been. We have had a lot of fast cars collected in accidents here in the early stages of this race. This is going to be a race of attrition, we can already tell.
Well, this was on board the 21 of Jason Berg, I believe, and man, that one took out quite a lot of guys, and I was kind of hesitating to say that he had cleared the 92 because I had feared something like that would happen, and somehow that 98 of Mathew Kingsbury is still going, currently in the 16th position. So the top 5 at the moment, Hackthorne still your leader, Travis McKinney in second, Vernon Margheim in third, Donovan Stevens fourth, Bart Hector Jr. rounds out your top 5. Going to step away for just a quick minute. Don't go away. We'll bring you back to our second A main event here tonight for the Constance Machine Twin 70's.
Do you have an old crap can like this taking up space in your driveway? Are you still holding on to your old high school whip? Did your aunt run off to Alaska with her boyfriend and leave her shitbox Cadillac sitting next to your house? If so, call Woffords Towing. They haul off junk cars just like these, and they even pay you cash for those old clunkers. So let's recap. We take your pile of crap, we put it in our state-of-the-art pancake maker, and we squeeze out all the cash. Woffords Towing and Auto Wrecking, 201 South Frontage Road, Wapato, 509-877-4944.
Tidricks Quality Transmissions. Come see us today. Thank you.
Back at New Hampshire International Speedway, lap 11 of the second 70-lap main event, brought to you by Constance Machining and Matt Hackathorn. Leading the way has led all 11 laps so far, but Justin, 2 big accidents in the opening stages of this one, and man, that's taking out a lot of fast cars in these 2 wrecks.
Absolutely. Some of those guys getting more damage than others. And did see the 21 of Jason Berg involved in that. Don't think he had too much damage, but either way, the 90 to Mathew Kingsbury doing a barrel roll there on the back straightaway. Got some heavy damage as the green flag is out. Hackathorn away, and a little bit of checkup there with the 33 of Vernon Margheim. And that's going to slinky throughout the field there, that checkup.
To the inside goes, I believe that's Seth Fraser in the 2 car. It is. And Bart Hector Jr. is there as well. Both those guys were caught up in that accident, I thought. It looks like they are still up there battling it out up for the top 5 right now.
Incredibly involved in that accident. The 98 of Mathew Kingsbury, barrel roll down the back straightaway, still running at the moment on the lead lap, but 21st position. That car does not look very fast, but see if he can't catch a break on anybody else's mistakes here tonight.
Single file through most of the field. Matt Hackett about a half-second lead here early. Let's see what's going on as Hector in the top 5 right now in the 82 car. He's trying to hold off Seth Fraser and Sean Brightsman, the Richmond winner, battling there as well. So good single file racing right now behind Donovan Stevens, 5 car. He beat that 4 car battle.
90 of Scott Mann makes the move on the 36 of Bruce Weaver. That is for the 13th position at the moment. Scott finished 3rd in the first A main and trying to make his way back up through the field at the moment, like we said, in 13th position. So he's still got a long ways to go, but it is still very early. Only lap 14 of this 70 lap main event.
Long way to go, and the battle is going on right now for the 6th spot between Fraser in the 2 and Brightsman in the 46. Brightsman to the inside of Fraser. The Richmond winner trying to get some momentum on the Richmond fast time setter, Seth Fraser. Fraser able to pull ahead for now. Still Hackthorne up front, but the battle right now settling down now for the 6th spot is Hector taking a stab at Donovan Stevens for 4th.
Yeah, Stevens really looked like he got out of the groove there in 3 and 4. Didn't quite leave the door wide open for Bart Hector there, but did catch up and almost thought we were going to go 3 wide there, but Seth Fraser still in front of Sean Brightsman at the moment. Donovan Stevens in the wall a little bit, and that allows the 82 of Bart Hector Jr. to go by. That'll put him up into the 4th position.
That 82 car doing a good job. Race fans did it in the first one. Let's do it again. Let's crank it up.
Little taste of the sounds here at the racetrack at the moment at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. 20 laps in the books of this 70 lap main event here tonight. It was a pretty good battle between Sean Brightsman and Donovan Stevens, now just a little bit behind the pack there. Another great battle, and it's quite a lot of cars involved in that one. Bruce Weaver, the leader of that one. Now Caden Anderson on the 37 is going to try and get around, and there's going to be some contact as the end turns 1 and 2. This could get pretty dicey.
That's a good battle right now between Anderson and Weaver. Weaver on the outside making it stick off turn number 2, trying to pull Tidricks with him. He'll clear him up for now, but while we were watching that, Travis McKinney was beginning to close in on Matt Hackathorn as that battle continues between Anderson and Tidrick now, but McKinney was there on Hackathorn while that battle was going on.
If he can't close up again these next couple laps down the back straightaway at 4/10 is the difference there between Hackathorn and McKinney, and Vernon Margheim not too far behind third at the moment in that 33.
Matt Hackathorn leading all 23 laps so far in this second race. Good battle going on for fourth between Hector, Fraser, and Brightsman.
Pretty good battle just behind them too between Bart Hector Jr., Seth Fraser, and Sean Brightsman. That is for the fourth position, and Fraser looking like he was getting a pretty good run out of corner number 4, but loses a bit of momentum, and Sean Brightsman going to try. No, he is not, but had some good momentum. Caution is out.
Yellow.
The 51 of Christopher Heim around on the front straightaway. Check in and see what happened to the 51 here. Oh, just loose, and then looked like the 21 there kind of finished him off. Of course, nowhere for Jason to go, but for just a little loose off corner number 4. Is on board with him. He just loose, and then once again nowhere for that 21 to go. Unfortunately, right into the back. Well, that was some pretty heavy front end. That was a pretty heavy front end hit that the 51 had. Let's see if that affects engine performance here tonight, and see if that car is still healthy to go here. All right, why don't we see if we can't bring up Matt Hackathorn here, Greg?
Ramathorn, it's Rents up in the tower. You got me?
Yes, sir, I do.
Hey, man, you're doing good in this second race. Led all 25 laps thus far. First one didn't really go the way you wanted, but you're doing a good job here so far in the second one. What was your strategy when you realized that you were starting on the pole? Are you just running and gunning, or are you saving anything at all?
Semi-saving, just trying to manage a gap. I kind of don't feel this is fair. I was one of the top 5 fastest guys, and I got to start on pole for this, so I guess you got to deal with what you got. I'm not going to complain about being up here. But yeah, I'm just saving tires, trying to stay up here, I guess.
All right, Travis McKinney has given a couple of runs to you, but you've been able to manage the gap pretty well, working about a third of the way through this one. But, Matt, you're doing a pretty good job up there. Like your chances going in, or do you think you're still got your work cut out for you in the later stages?
Yeah, I'm just hoping to hold on up here and ride it out. I think once 50 to go goes, I think McKinney's going to really start going. Sorry, I'm actually checking up. I've had my relative off, so I don't even know what lap we're on.
Coming to complete lap 26, start lap 27, but we're going to let you go ahead and get ready for the restart. Good luck, brother, and we will see what happens here for the rest of this race.
All right, thank you, guys. Hopefully I'll be talking to you afterwards, too.
And that was race leader Matt Hackathorn.
Like to go at the moment. See that it will be a doubles file restart this time around, so if that makes it that much easier or harder for Matt. Obviously, talking about the competition just behind Travis McKinney, obviously we saw that he had a fast car, both here in this run and our last main event was fast, but unfortunately got caught up in an incident a little later that ended his chances, so got another shot at it.
Getting set here for a restart. Hackathorn leads, McKinney second. Lights go out on the pace car. We're going green this time by. Double file restart. coming your way here on this one. Hackathorn, McKinney, Margheim, Hector, Fraser, your top 5.
Yeah, Vernon Margheim, one of the guys up there in third. Didn't quite hear a lot about last main event, but riding up there in third, hasn't really lost track of these leaders, so was really keeping up with the 48 of McKinney there that last run. Possibly a spoiler here. This one. Still got a long ways to go, though, there.
So double file restart coming here. Getting set to go green. It's Hackathorn and McKinney up front. Keep your eyes on that 82 of Hector as well. He's making some noise. He had a good run going in the first one, but it got cut short. But here we go. Field in the hands of Hackathorn, and he punches it. Big restart by Hackathorn.
Chris Walters really checked up the field just behind. 3 wide, the 36 of Bruce Weaver going to make some contact with him in the car behind. I believe that was the 90 of Scott Mann. Somehow they all make it through cleanly out of corner number 2.
Good battle between Hector and Margheim here for the third spot. Hector going to get the spot.
Man,
He's
Seth
gonna
Fraser.
clear. Fraser battling with Breitzman behind it. That's the first side-by-side battle. That's for the 5th spot. At the line, looks like it's going to be Breitzman.
Oh, and contact, the 36 goes around off the front bumper. I believe it was the 90 of Scott Mann. And that seems like a lot of carnage there on the front straightaway. Came right back in front of the field. Bruce did.
That was a wicked hit for the 36 car.
On the
That was-
replay there, and unfortunately just turned there.
That was a weird spot to make contact with the guy the way he did. Not sure if he came down or if the 90 came up, but either way, right in the middle of the front stretch, kind of a weird spot for something like that to happen.
Almost seemed like the two there, Craig. One car coming down, one car going up, and unfortunately got it at a spot where that 36 was pretty vulnerable to spin out there. Very unfortunate for Bruce there, but top 5 at the moment. Matt Hackathorn still your leader. Travis McKinney in 2nd. Bart Hector Jr. in 3rd. Vernon Margheim in 4th. Sean Breitzman rounds out your top 5. Going to step away for just a quick second. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Do you have an old crap can like this taking up space in your driveway? Are you still holding on to your old high school whip? Did your aunt run off to Alaska with her boyfriend and leave her shitbox Cadillac sitting next to your house? If so, call Woffords Towing. They haul off junk cars just like these, and they even pay you cash for those old clunkers. So let's recap. We take your pile of crap, we put it in our state-of-the-art pancake maker, and we squeeze out all the cash. Woffords Towing and Auto Wrecking,
Back
201
here
South Frontage
at-
Road, Wapato, 509-877-4944.
Back here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway here tonight. Pretty sure I heard talk, but anyways, one to go here. Single file restarts here for this one. 34 laps in the book at the moment. Almost just about halfway here through this second A-main event here, Greg, as Matt Hackthorne still your leader, Travis McKinney in second.
Great run by both Hackthorne and McKinney, but not to be outdone. That number 3 of Bart Hector Jr. making some serious headway right now, as opposed to the first one. Started 6th, running 3rd right now after a tough run in the first one. Great job by Hector. Top 10 in the first one, sitting in the podium spot right now.
We await the pace car to pull in here. Single file restart should make it a little bit easier in terms of the checkups that we've seen a little bit. So they went 3 wide that last time. As Hackthorne is off, the 33 checks up a little bit. The 5, Donovan Stevens, tries to go to the outside of the 2 of Seth Fraser. And we do go 3 wide into corner number 1. That's going to get pretty tight. Looks like they'll all make it work.
Boy, Margheim got a huge jump on the start. He got such a jump. Hector hadn't even started going yet. Margheim had to shoot to the outside. That's what caused the checkup, as he had to shoot to the outside and slam on the brakes to avoid passing Hector before he got to the line. Margheim got such a good start there that Hector wasn't even ready for it.
That was 3 wide with, I believe, Seth Fraser, Donovan Stevens, and Daniel Masters. But once again, they all make it work, so no harm, no foul. Just everybody trying to go for room on the restarts, trying to get as many positions as they can.
Boy, a huge lead right now for that 44 of Matt Hackthorne. Leading the way right now. 48 Travis McKinney in second, and he still looks like he's got those connection issues figured out, as it is not blinking at all, as opposed to the first one, which he was blinking a lot in the early stages of it while he was leading the way. So good news for McKinney to have those connection issues worked out.
Daniel Masters going the wrong way. Almost a little contact with the 24 just behind, as Jason Berg behind this as well, trying to make his way up to the front here, currently in the 9th position.
Breitzman taking a peek to the inside of Margheim for the 4th spot. Breitzman picked up the win in Richmond 2 weeks ago, trying to get back up and get his 2nd win of the season.
Interesting to see some of those guys kind of stuck on the bottom, trying to make runs happen, as the 35 of Justin McClure just about came off the wall and almost tagged the 3 of Daniel Masters. 72 of BJ Tidrick, and 37 of Caden Anderson. Almost ran out of real estate there entering turn 3.
Battles going on all over the place. Seth Fraser was able to catch up to the 46 of Breitzman, move Fraser into the 5th spot now. The battles continue all over the place. Jason Berg making his way back up. He's in 9th now in the 21 car. The winner of race number 1 still has 30 laps to get up there, but he's got a long way to go still in the 21 car.
Well, that 24 just kind of ran out of the groove there, but he was having quite a fierce battle with that 24, Chris Walters, and kind of waited on Chris to make a mistake there. He did, and that will move him up to the 8th spot. Now we'll set his sights on the 5 of Donovan Stevens, who also gets out of the groove there just a little bit. 35 of Justin McClure kind of getting out of the groove here. 72 of BJ Tidrick going to try and take advantage of that one. That is just outside the top 10 in 11th at the moment.
Hackthorne out to a 6/10 of a second lead. Hasn't really gained or lost any ground over McKinney in the last 5 laps to go yellow.
Spinning the 72 BJ Tidrick, the 80 of James Paulson, and the 35 of Justin McClure, all involved in this one. Take a look at what happened here on the replay. Oh, Looks like the 35 kind of overshot the corner a little bit into the 72 of BJ and taking a little ride through the infield there.
And McClure went for the Hail Mary going into turn number 1. A big run going into turn number 1. Just lost the grip halfway through the turn and slid up the track. And unfortunately, the 72 was right there.
Well, just past halfway here, 29 laps to go, so we're getting down to it. Leader at the moment, Matt Hackathorn, has led about all of them. Looking to take this checkered flag here tonight for the second A main of the night here for the Constance, Machine Twin 70's here tonight at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. See if we can't ring up the 2 here of Seth Fraser here, Greg. See if we can't find him. Guess we can't find him. He's been a guy who's been on the move. I see him there. See if we can't ring him up here, Greg.
Seth Fraser, Greg Rentz up in the tower. You got me.
Yep.
Hey, Seth, having a couple good runs right now in that number 2 car. You're locked in a great 3-car battle between yourself, Hector, and Breitzman. What's going through your head right now, man? That is one heck of a battle to watch.
Well, I'm just trying not to crash anybody. I think Bart's saving a little bit. I think he's got more left. I think he's going to go battle for the win here in a second.
All right, so you think the 82's got more than he's showing. You're locked in with Breitzman right now. Tell us what you think this run's going to do for you here. You're a little bit past halfway, getting the nitty-gritty time. Think you've got anything for those 4 guys in front of you, or you think your best bet is to try to beat out Breitzman?
Well, I think I could get by maybe the 33, and I don't know about those guys up front, but we'll see here in a few, hopefully.
All right, Seth, we'll let you get back to it, and good luck with the rest of the battle. We'll see how it all folds out for you.
All right, thanks, guys.
That was Seth Fraser in the number 2 Mike Wood Race Cars entry. And Mike Wood, the guy you see on the rear quarter panel of Seth Fraser, he painted almost all these cars. Not quite all of them, but he painted a good chunk of them. We want to give a huge shout out to Mike Wood Race Cars for painting all these awesome looking rides out here that we see in these series.
Absolutely. All looking good. All look fast, too. Yep, lights on the pace car are out. Wanted to double check there as this restart will be single file. It will be Matt Hackathorn, your leader once again, has led them all so far. Travis McKinney in second, Bart Hector Jr. in third. Mentioned Seth Fraser, thinking he has a little bit more in the tank than he's showing. It'd be interesting to see how that plays out here in these next 25 laps. Vernon Margheim in fourth, Seth Fraser, just talked to him. Rounds out your top 5 here, Greg.
Getting set to go back green. Hackathorn, McKinney, Hector. Your top 3, and you heard Seth Fraser. He thinks that Hector might not go with his full hand right now. We'll see. Hopefully, Pulliam looking right in third can do as we go green. Another great.
And that was a great restart for Bart, but it looked like the 33 of Vernon Margheim kind of mistimed it once again, checked everybody up just behind, and side by side just behind, Seth Fraser has a hard battle with Sean Breitzman right now. Jason Berg on the inside of the 5 of Donovan Stevens as well back there. And just about 3 wide back there. Jason Berg about made it 3 wide, but they all single file out there.
Battle in the back between Fraser and Breitzman, and battle behind them as Jason Berg to the inside of Donovan. Don't look down at 22 car, closing in. Berg and Stevens.
Well, Jason Berg still battling with the 5 there of Donovan Stevens. The 5 should have a run off the corner. And Jason going to lose a bit of ground there. We'll have to slot in behind Donovan as they head into corner number 1. That was the battle for the 7th spot. Donovan Stevens holds it at the moment. Up at the front, Matt Hackthorne hasn't really pulled too much, about half a second on the 48 of Travis McKinney. Behind him, Bart Hector Jr. hasn't let... Oh, and the caution is out.
Donovan Stevens got really loose off turn number 2, and he shot all the way to the grass. He fell well outside the top 10, and he was able to hang on to it. Not sure if that's the reason for the yellow, but that was definitely a big slide for Donovan Stevens, and he lost a lot of ground battling with Jason Berg. He's now well outside the top 10.
Man, that caution was actually caused by the 51, Christopher Heim, and another car, I believe. Well, I don't quite know the number of the car that was hit, but it was a big one, nonetheless. 11 of Dylan Huffines kind of got him there, and then, man, it was a hard hit. What was that, the 96 that contact? '56, excuse me, yeah, just in front. Oh, 50 of Ken Mullins there in front. Well, 22 laps to go here tonight until we decide who takes the second A main. Matt Hackthorne has led them all up front. Travis McKinney in second. Bart Hector Jr. in third. Vernon Margheim in fourth. Seth Fraser in fifth. Going to step away for one more time. When we come back, we'll take you to the checkered flag.
Do you have an old crap can like this taking up space in your driveway? Are you still holding on to your old high school whip? Did your aunt run off to Alaska with her boyfriend and leave her shitbox Cadillac sitting next to your house? If so, call Woffords Towing. They haul off junk cars just like these, and they even pay you cash for those old clunkers. So let's recap. We take your pile of crap, we put it in our state-of-the-art pancake maker, and we squeeze out all the cash. Woffords Towing and Auto Wrecking, 201 South Frontage Road, Wapato, 509-877-4944.
Tidricks Quality Transmissions. Come see us today. Thank you.
Getting ready to restart here. It'll be 18 laps to go, and we take the green flag. Matt Hackthorne still your leader out here. He is off. Green flag is out. Another good start for the 44 and a good start for the 33 as well. But the two of Seth Fraser going to look to the inside of Vernon Margheim.
And as we get rolling, Dylan Huffines, early leader in the first main event, has officially been disqualified.
The 33 of Vernon Margheim gets turned on the back straightaway, stuck in the tires. There will be no caution because he did not come back out on track. But I believe he was turned by the two of Seth Fraser down the back straightaway.
So we stay green for now. Margheim on pit road after that one.
Just unfortunately, wow, gets stuck in the tires, nowhere to go there. And what a run the 33 was having. Up in third for most of the night. A very unfortunate way to end the race here tonight as he takes a tow and in 21st at the moment. And I believe he's just disconnected. What a heartbreak for Vernon.
So Hackathorn continues to lead. McKinney, about 0.5 of a second. Hector in third in the 82, about 0.2 back of McKinney, trying to hold on as the battle breaks out for fourth between Berg and Brightsman.
Yeah, I think Seth, at the moment, he pulled down pit road, getting lapped here. I think he may be parking it here tonight. Started the race on probation here tonight. Some contact down the back straightaway. Takes what looks like he and the 33 out of the race here tonight. $15 to go at the moment. Just seeing behind the 21 of Jason Berg up there in fourth at the moment. This is on board with the 48 of Travis McKinney there in second. But what a run for Matt Hackathorn. Started on pole here tonight due to the inversion of the first main event and has not looked back since. Been on the charge, on the lead, ever since the green flag was dropped here tonight.
Boy, Jason Berg had a big slide in turn number 2 that time by, coming off exit. Brightsman got a run, but Berg was able to hang on to it, but hanging tough in the 4th spot now. Two guys who started outside the top 15 running in the top 5 right now, and the guy who started 20th right behind them in 6th. But what a run for Matt Hackathorn tonight. 12 to go in this one, and he has been on a rail this second race.
And you're seeing a good battle right there. 13 to go between the 90 of Scott Mann, the 24 of Chris Walters. They've been going at it this past lap. Neither of them giving an inch at the moment, and you really can't with 13 to go. Can't give a lot of room. Someone just blew a motor. Not quite sure who that was. It might have been on pit road. Either way, we stay green. Oh, Mathew Kingsbury appears as the engine has expired. The car that ran second, the first A main, and did a barrel roll on the back straightaway. This A main earlier in the race.
Hector taking a peek to the inside of McKinney for the second spot. Bart Hector Jr. looks like he has decided it's go time in the 82 Kiker Chevy. Let's see if he can get around it because Jason Berg is coming, as well Brightsman.
It seemed like he really sailed it into the middle of 1 and 2 there. Almost got into the back of the 48, but left some room and still trying to get by that 48 for that second spot and see if he can't chase down the leader here as we come around to take 10 laps to go. The 48 of McKinney up the track a little bit. Will get the nose barely to the inside. No, he will not. Here comes Jason Berg on the outside. We'll try and take that spot. Contact between the two. Berg up the track. Sean Brightsman will take over that spot from the 21.
So Brightsman still poking on the inside of Berg, but loses ground going into turn number 3. Hackathorn has checked out 1.1 seconds that time by. We'll see if it's any further this time as Hector again taking a peek to the inside of McKinney. They're actually able to close in on Hackathorn. Hackathorn lost 0.4 of a second, and he looks like he might be losing ground in that 44. Here comes Berg to the inside.
Not quite sure what's up with Hackathorn. Probably a little loose through 1 and 2. Either way, lost a whole lot of ground Travis McKinney all of a sudden back in this race. Still got some stiff competition behind, but Jason Berg trying to mount a charge on the 82 there of Bart Hector Jr. And as we say that, Hector going to try and mount a run on the 48.
And Hackathorn again with a slide in turn number 1, losing ground. Berg getting to the inside of Hector. Got the nose in front, trying to take down McKinney as well. And it's go time for that 21 of Jason Berg. Just 6 laps to go coming up here. And Berg gets around Hector, trying to get at McKinney.
As much as Hackathorn is struggling at the moment, it seems like as soon as he started, everybody else started jockeying for position back there. And all of a sudden, Matt Hackathorn has lost his second lead, and they are right on the bumper of that 44. Matt Hackathorn in some trouble at the moment. Oh, and contact! The 46 of Sean Breisman and the 82 of Bart Hector Jr. off corner number 2. And it looks like they all work it out.
Breisman gets the spot. Battle for second between Berg and McKinney. If Berg can get up there, how big would this be? As he can try to set his sights on Hackathorn in the closing stages. Looks like Hackathorn's got the 44 car settled down right now. But Berg to the inside of McKinney. Clears him for second.
Will set his sights on Matt Hackathorn now, trying to take 2 checkered flags in one night here at New Hampshire. Just 1 position away, 5 laps to go, and they come to the line from getting it. Sean Breisman to the inside of
And Jason Berg has caught Matt Hackathorn, and he is taking a peek to the inside.
Almost a little bit of contact between the 46 and the 48, side by side. Down the back straightaway for the lead. Hackathorn loose.
Oh,
there goes the 46. Who was in front?
McKinney.
Who was given the lead? That might be the end of the race here.
Oh my goodness. Breisman and McKinney get together off turn number 2. We'll see. We'll see if this is the end or not. We're getting close on time also.
I believe Matt Hackathorn was your leader. Jason Berg not really challenging to get back up front. I think. I'm not sure what happened to Matt Hackathorn. That car really fell off in a hurry. They catch the pace car. Matt Hackathorn is your leader at the moment, and I believe this race is over. And it looks like, unfortunately, Jason Berg going to come up 1 position shy.
Man,
making it a double tonight.
McKinney got loose off turn number 2 and got into Breisman, and that was the reason for the caution. And yeah, I'm not sure if we are done for the day or if we're gonna get one more run. I'm not sure yet.
I'd have to believe. I believe the same thing happened in the B main, and we did not get back running.
And that was a heavy hit for Breisman as well.
Absolutely. Running well here tonight, both mains, and unfortunately just involved in some incidents, the first one, and like it's not going to be a great night for that 46 to Sean Breisman, your points leader, coming into tonight. Coming to take 2 to go. Obviously the lights aren't off, so
And they stay on for now. If they stay on next time by, this race is over. If they go out, we're going to have a 1-lap shootout.
it's 2 to go at this point, so I don't believe we'll be going back to racing.
Oh, yeah, true.
So Matt Hackathorn gonna lead them all here tonight. That looked pretty hairy towards the end of that. That car was not handling to his liking, whether he burned out the tires or just started losing it. But man, that was really close when the caution came out to possibly losing this race. will come around to take the white flag.
Bart Hector Jr. coming up to congratulate Matt Hackathorn going through turn number 1.
And white flag is out. You just have to take one more lap. And yeah. Once again, Jason Berg so close to taking home a double here tonight at New Hampshire. Just one spot short. Be interesting to see his takes here tonight. But either way, it's going to be a fantastic points night for Jason.
Outstanding performance tonight by Jason Berg. But what about Matt Hackathorn? Getting lucky to start on the pole, and he's going to come through 3 and 4 and pick up his first win.
Absolutely. Off 4. Jason Berg wins the first one of the night, but it'll be Matt Hackathorn who wins the second A main of the Constance Machine Twin 150. 70.
Race. So the Twin 70s in the books. Jason Berg, Matt Hackathorn grabbing it here today.
Someone else burning it down back there. 37 of Caden Anderson. Fantastic racing we saw here tonight, both in the B main and the Twin A mains. Not sure what Caden's doing at the moment, but he'll get off the track. And top 3 will line up for the picture for the podium.
Happy to see my company, Cascade Championship Wrestling, in victory lane on the 44 of Matt Hackathorn. Definitely kind of a special one for me there. Sorry if I'm being biased, but that's awesome for our company's publicity to see Hackathorn burning it down.
Greg, let's see if you can ring up Bart Hector Jr. here, finishes 3rd here tonight.
Hey, Bart Hector Jr., Greg Rents in the tower, you got me.
Yep.
Hey, man, good run, running up in the top 3 all race, and good battle between you, Fraser, Brightsman. Donovan Stevens was up there for a while, and you get the best of it. Great job, my friend, and here you are, top 3 tonight.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. That first race, I got involved in some carnage and car handled bad. In this race, I could actually follow people to get the line right, and the car was fine.
Yeah, that new looking car Lee Pulliam tribute paint scheme looks great out there, and you parked it in 3rd. Bart, who do you want to thank on that 82 car here, tonight's 3rd place finish?
I'd like to thank Andy Kohler for building me this new computer here. It's got really nice graphics now, so it makes it a lot easier to drive, and that's about it. It's fun to be out here in this league. Looking forward to the rest of the year.
Coming home with a 3rd tonight, Bart Hector Jr., the number 82. Congratulations, my friend. Go celebrate.
I will. I got some Gatorade here.
I'm guessing it's blue or red. Ladies and gentlemen, Bart Hector Jr. coming home with a 3rd place finish tonight. Justin, let's see if we can dial up 2nd place, Jason Berg.
Yes, sir. Jason Berg, 3YTV, you got a copy there?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, just one position short from being able to take home 2 checkered flags here tonight. And man, you almost got Matt Hackathorn. Should that caution not have come out, it probably would have been you in victory lane tonight.
I'd like to think so. He was running a good race, and I'd used up my stuff, but just some tough luck in the second one. It happens. Good hard racing. I had a good time tonight.
And Not sure what happened to the 44, whether he burned him off or started slipping, but either way, he's catching him in a hurry. But you had your work cut out for you both times here tonight, coming from the back to the front to take the first one and come home second here tonight.
Yeah, the invert's the way we do things based on qualifying and then the finishing order for the double main events here. It makes it fun. Makes it a lot more difficult because you use up your tires a lot more trying to get through traffic and everything, especially here when you got to try to pass on the lower groove. It's really difficult. You got to have a lot more wheel into it. The car likes to get loose, so it's really easy to burn off your tires down there, but I'm definitely happy with the way the night went overall.
Well, Jason, who do you have to thank here tonight for making this all possible before we let you go?
First off, BJ and Seth for putting on the series, you guys for doing the broadcast, and my sponsor G-Force Aerial Media. If you guys need any aerial photography, definitely check them out. They got a website, gforceaerialmedia.com.
All right, Jason. Well, congratulations. Second place here tonight in the second A main, but took home one checkered flag, so it's going to be a definite good points day for you here tonight.
Yeah, looking forward to the next race, so thank you guys.
All right, that's Jason Berg. Greg, I believe you've caught up with our winner, Matt Hackathorn.
Yeah, Ramathorn, Reds in the tower, and you did it, my man. Wire to wire, first win of the year. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And tell us about that run, especially there at the end. What happened at the end there? Because your car just seemed like it was having some problems with it. What was going on there at the end?
I got a little bit overzealous off of 4 once I saw Jason start coming up through. I was like, okay, I need to start focusing on the gap, and well, I kind of was not paying attention all the way, and I got a little bit loose off of 4 and tank slapped the wall and did quite a bit of damage. And I was like, oh no, and I mean, I was hurting bad. If it would have went green, I don't know if I could have held it, but I would have fought Jason with everything I had. It was kind of cool that we did have a photo finish out of it, but I don't know.
All right, man. I'm definitely happy for you, and I'm a little biased because I got my company's logo on that car. But who do you want to thank on that 44 car right now?
Man, like everybody. All my sponsors are people that I buy products from locally, so I figure I might as well take the local aspect of this to the full extent. So every single sponsor is someone that I deal with on a regular basis, so I'd like to give all those guys a shout out. But I'm actually extremely late for work right now, so I'm actually getting ready, so sorry if I sound weird.
Well, I know what you do, so go ahead and get up there and enjoy this win on the drive to work, sir.
All right, thank you guys.
And that was Matt Hackathorn getting the win. Justin, 2 races down in this one, and 2 very, very fun races.
Absolutely. We've seen a lot of great racing these past 2 and past 3 even. And then these 2 doubles were that much more interesting, seeing those guys work their way up towards the front and then had to invert them for the second race. So it was a lot of fun. And Matt Hackathorn takes the checkered flag here tonight in the second A main event. Jason Berg comes home second, Bart Hector Jr. third, Scott Mann fourth, Chris Walters rounds out your top 5, then Caden Anderson in 6th, Donovan Stevens 7th, BJ Tidrick in 8th, Daniel Masters in 9th, and James Paulson rounds out your top 10.
Casey Tillman comes home in 11th with Justin McClure 12th. Garrett Huffines, after the hard hit early on, comes back up to finish 13th. Daryl Tidrick in 14th. Sean Breitzman, after the hard hit near the end, falls to 15th. Ken Mullins 16th. Christopher Heim, Travis McKinney, Matt Kingsbury, and Seth Fraser round out the top 20.
It'll be Vernon Margheim 21st. Very unfortunate. Had a very good car. Ran 3rd most of this A main, and unfortunately does not get the position that he would have liked to have gotten. Dylan Huffines comes home 22nd. Bruce Weaver in 23rd, and that rounds out the field here tonight.
So that wraps things up here in New Hampshire. And Justin, very, very fun racing here tonight in New Hampshire.
Absolutely. And mentioned before that this track in the Cup Series doesn't really provide a lot of great racing. Well, it provided a whole lot here tonight for these super late models. And next week at Five Flags, Greg, should be that much more exciting. Five Flags, definitely a fantastic track over there, and I really look forward to it.
Yeah, the Northwest Snowball Derby coming your way. 200 laps as opposed to the traditional 300 laps of the snowball. And also, we've got a paint scheme competition going for these guys. So a lot of guys are going to be coming with some custom paint schemes. I've already gotten a sneak peek at a couple of them, and they look sharp. I am very excited to see what these guys come up. No doubt Mike Wood Race Cars, coming up with some great stuff for this Snowball Derby competition that's coming up.
All right, look forward to that, absolutely. So join us next week, same time, same place. Except we will be down in Florida for, like you said, the Northwest Tour Snowball Derby at Five Flags Speedway. Should be really exciting. So for Greg Rentz, I'm Justin Kolb and Carlos Acosta there in the booth. We thank you for watching here tonight, and we hope to see you again next week.